Plaintiff Amber Mills says the defendant used to be her friend, but Amber claims she is extremely promiscuous and is always sleeping with other men despite the fact that she has a boyfriend. Amber is suing for breach of contract, rent, and pain and suffering. Defendant Tatiana Thomas says Amber has some nerve to talk about her love life when she can't even keep a man. Tatiana claims Amber's boyfriend had another woman on the side for 7 years, and she has always been jealous of Tatiana's stable relationship. Tatiana denies owing Amber for anything.
All right, state your case.
Well, Your Honor, me and the defendant, I considered her a friend. But over the past couple of years, I feel like her behavior has definitely proven otherwise. For starters, she's promiscuous.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
Oh, okay.
Yes, really.
Okay.
I'm talking about sleeping with other guys when she knows she has a
So
boyfriend.
that's the one who can't keep a man. Okay.
Okay.
That's cool.
Okay, that's fine.
Cool.
Okay, that's fine. But is your man really good?
Your boyfriend had another girlfriend.
Is that right?
For 7 years, dumped you for her.
Really?
Oh, okay. All right.
Really?
Okay,
Really?
cool.
But you had a boyfriend that lived 45 minutes away but never seen you?
That's okay. Did your boyfriend live in Detroit, but did he ever come see you?
Okay, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Let me ask a
Tatiana.
question
Doesn't
here.
matter.
What are you doing with your life?
Actually, Your Honor, I just graduated college on Saturday from Wright State University.
Okay,
I have a
good.
bachelor's in social work,
Good.
so I'm doing pretty good for myself.
What about you?
I'm a student at Cleveland State studying to be a lawyer.
All right, good. Now, both of you ladies, you sound very successful thus far, but you'll enjoy more success if you focus on yourselves more than you focus on these men who you're worried about what they're doing. So, this doesn't need to be a match between whose man is what and whose man isn't and who has what and who doesn't have what and who's doing what. You all should have been arguing about, I got to be average and you got to see average, or I'm going to work at this place and you're not, and you're going to have to work at this place. Argue about that stuff that's relevant. These men aren't relevant. How old are you?
I'm 23.
How old are you?
22.
Yeah, you sound like you're on a career track, and so stay there. All this nonsense about men and this and that and the other, stay there until you're ready to settle down. All right? Now, tell me about your association going all the way back to when you all became friends. When was that?
In 2008.
All right, and how have things been since you all became acquainted?
I mean, in the beginning, it was cool. Like, we were good friends. I considered her a good friend.
Mm-hmm.
But then as things came in, like, I figured she really wasn't my friend because she put me in a bad situation.
So you all only fell out when it came to the rent in this issue?
Mm-hmm.
That's the first?
That's the first time I ever really got into it
Since
with her.
08?
Since
all right,
2008.
so you all had a pretty good friendship. You just let this money get in the way. Ma'am, what do you say about your association in the
I
last
feel like
5 years?
everything between us was good, but I feel like, as you can see, she's a very jealous person, and she's just jealous of me. She's jealous that I've always
What part?
That.
Because she's already graduated. Because she's already graduated.
That's okay.
Okay, she's jealous of you not graduating?
Yes. No, she's jealous of the fact that I've always been in a stable relationship. I was always known on campus. I always handle my business and do everything that it is that I'm supposed to do. And
She
when
doesn't?
you don't have that going for you.
I think she does. She got a bachelor's degree. You don't think that's
Okay,
anything?
but I'm studying
Well, because
to
she
be
doesn't
a-
have a man, she doesn't enjoy any success. You still focused on that.
No, I'm focusing on school.
When do you
I'm
graduate?
graduating this summer.
In the summer?
Yes, because
All
I
right.
changed my degree from engineering to law, which is why I had an extra semester of school.
All right, and see, that's the type of things you should be debating about. You didn't go to class, and that's why your grades were this. And she says to you, well, you're graduating in August instead of graduating in May. That's what the argument should be about, not about some no good men. Sound like both of them are no good, or all of them. How many you have?
I got one.
You got one? How many you have?
I still got the same one.
I'm single.
Okay, all right. Now, what is the breach of contract and the rent about $2,073?
Well, the breach of contract, she wasn't basically paying her rent, basically.
When did you all move in together?
We moved into the apartment August of 2012.
Mm-hmm.
And we
What
both...
was the agreement?
The agreement was that rent was $810 a month, which would be $405 between the both of us.
Mm-hmm.
So when we moved into the apartment, I went ahead and paid a couple of my rents in advance.
Okay.
I paid September, October, and November. I was trying to be a good roommate, also be responsible, and just take care of things. So I didn't have to come back and, do anything. So eventually, we had a notice on the door, and it said that we owe $668. Well, I knew I paid my rent, so I didn't know where it came from. So I confronted her about it, and she told me she'll take care of it. Basically,
When was that?
This was in November.
Okay. And what has happened since then?
She basically never took care of it. She basically left me to pay everything, and she promised me she would give me back my money, which she signed a promissory note stating that she would.
I see it. And $668 for the breach of contract. You're also suing for unpaid rent. Is that included in this contract? No. $668 is the only number I see, though.
Right. But, and also, when she left in December, she took off. She took my pots and pans with her, and left me to pay for the rent, which was $405 that I had to pay of her. So I also paid that too. And
she said you didn't have a man anymore. You didn't have nobody to cook for.
I needed my pots and pans. I needed them. They were great quality. They were sterling silver. Okay, I needed them.
All right. And what value do you put on those? The pots and pans. Is that your other the
it's
balance?
not included in there. It's just that
the rent is for December then.
$405.
Okay, ma'am.
I did sign the promissory note, but I was really offended when she offered it, when she told me to sign it, because we've been friends for a while. Anytime she's borrowed money from me, she's paid me back.
I've never borrowed money.
Why'd you sign it then if you were offended?
Anytime I borrowed, because I didn't want to go through the drama. It was already too much drama going on because of the situation.
What situation?
Because she would just disappear. She wouldn't say any. We lived 2 months together where she didn't even speak to me. She didn't speak to me. I have no idea. And then one day she just come out like everything is okay. When was that from?
Started in November?
This was in October and November.
When you stopped paying your rent, when she found out you didn't pay your rent.
I was paying my rent.
It's time to stop speaking.
I had my rent debited from my account through an online service that the apartment was offered. Now, it's not my fault if the apartment wasn't going through doing what they were supposed to, but that's only for the $668. There's not anything on there for the $405 or whatever else she's suing for.
And she says that's from December. Were you there in December?
No, I was not there in December, and I found someone to take over to subcontract my lease.
Okay, and did she approve it?
Did who approve it? Yes, I told her.
And she approved it?
Yes.
Okay.
Whoa, hold up.
And that person stayed how long?
Until January. And the person got put out, her and her sister or whatever, put the pregnant girl out of the apartment in the wintertime.
Ooh,
all right. Ma'am, what do you say about this last month?
First of all, about the sublease apartment, the apartment complex doesn't even sublease apartments. And you never did inform me about the pregnant girl that lived into the apartment.
I did tell you.
Here is a letter from the property that we lived at that states that we do not sublease apartments, which you claimed you had a lawyer.
But if you agreed to allow someone to move in, that's a contract between the two of you, not a contract with the apartment. You all are both breaking the lease if she is able to prove that you agreed to accept this substitute roommate. And you're saying you didn't agree to do it?
I did not, Your Honor.
Okay.
I did not know anything about.
Said okay when I
did not know anything
my
about.
boyfriend was
well,
any other
here's
evidence?
what I said okay to, Tosh.
All right.
You told me right here. These are the text messages that you sent me. You told me you had a lawyer that will be coming around the apartment around 6 or 7, dropping off of my money. He's your lawyer. He's helping you sublease your half of the apartment. I said, K.
Right.
And then I said, I got class at 6:20. I need a definite time. Can you please give me your number? And then I asked you, was this some type of joke? Where's your lawyer, Tosh? Did he ever come? Where is your lawyer? Where is your lawyer? Where is your lawyer?
Where's your lawyer?
I never had a lawyer. I didn't need a lawyer. I didn't have a lawyer.
Girl, bye.
Girl,
stop talking to me. Girl, bye.
Okay, you're such a liar. You're such a liar. You're such a liar. I can't even do it. You're such a liar.
All right, ma'am, as she says, she's saying okay to the fact that someone will be dropping the money off.
No, she was saying okay.
No, I was not saying okay.
Okay, you read it and show me that part. Or you read that part. I want you to read the part that has anything to do with a substitute roommate. Anything.
When she said that, yes, when she said that I was subleasing my apartment, she said okay.
Read it.
It says a white man by the name of, I did not write that. Not no white man, but okay. Joshua will be coming by the apartment around 6 or 7. He will be dropping off the money. He's my lawyer, and he's helping me sublease my half of the apartment.
Your lawyer told you to sublease your half.
And she said K.
Okay,
and
that doesn't
okay
mean
to everything.
no, that doesn't mean she's agreeing to what your lawyer told you.
I told her before I left the apartment that someone was moving in,
no
and
approval.
she said okay.
What's your pain and suffering for?
Right.
She said okay to somebody dropping her money off.
No, this was in person.
Go ahead, ma'am. What is the
Exactly what I said. Okay.
how much
This
are
is
you
in
asking
person.
for in pain and suffering?
Your Honor, I'm asking for $1,000. You know, I was adopted, and my biological parents did not raise me.
Sob story.
And so
What'd you say?
Sob story.
No, it's not a sob
Go
story.
ahead.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional.
Yeah, you're
So no one in my biological family has ever done anything for themselves. And so I was going to be the first one to graduate. And it meant so much to me to graduate because I watched a lot of people do things that never got them to do, go far. So I wanted to take up social work, be a social worker. But during all this time that I was going through with the defendant, not only did I have to worry about going to school full time, going to my internship, going to work, passing my finals, writing papers so I could graduate and so I could finish on top, I also had to pay somebody else's rent. I'm standing on my feet working at McDonald's. Now, McDonald's doesn't pay too much. I'm slaving to pay somebody else's rent that I already had paid. And then she's sitting up here trying to make me seem like I wasn't trying to do everything I was supposed to do. I was on top of my stuff. I was going to the library. I was doing things. I wasn't worried about no little guys or anything like what she's talking about. Like, I was trying to do me so I can be on top, so I can have something for myself. And so I feel like with all this going, I had so much stress and it was so much pain for me. And she didn't care. She packed up her stuff and she left.
All right,
That's
ma'am.
not okay.
Essentially, what you're saying is that her not living up to her financial responsibilities has caused you pain and suffering. Essentially, pain and suffering is granted when something is extraordinary and extreme, and it's very ordinary for roommates not to pay their bills. You sound like you went through a lot in your life, and you did graduate, so she didn't interfere with the graduation. So I'm not going to grant you any pain and suffering. I will congratulate you for getting through all the obstacles you've had in your life. I will grant you, however, the other monies, the $668 for which she signed a contract, and the $405 for the month of December, where she had someone who you failed to approve as a substitute roommate. Ma'am, she has to approve of the person. You can't just send her any type of substitute roommate. You could have sent a serial killer over there. See, you're going to say, you got to approve it because I found somebody. No, she has to check that person out herself. Good luck to you both. Judgment for the plaintiff.
I have nothing to say to her. Bye. Nothing to say to her.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay, that's
nothing.
fine. I don't care. All she was after was money. She wasn't ever a good friend to nobody. So anybody that date her, anybody that wants to be her friend, not a good person. Know what you're getting yourself into before you start dealing with her. And that's all that I have to say.